And, it's interesting because when you hear people start to talk about what the next steps are, there's so many. I think every company out there now says we have a VMware alternative,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's hey, let's move to the cloud because that's going to be your VMware alternative. Whether it's OpenShift or Kubernetes or and so you've built a market with Verge, right? That fits very well into that discussion. But there's a lot of noise from all these other products that have probably been out there for a long time, and now they're being retrofit into that space. How do you see Verge competing in that space against some of those products?
Yeah, so I what I see is two segments is the that I don't want to call them old guard, but that other way of doing things that never really quite took off in the face of VMware, and this is a chance for them. Uh, the other is we do see a lot of new entrants into the place for the OpenShift, the Kubernetes, any of the container based products. Um, it is something we run into, but for the customer, it's a dramatic shift in operations. We were talking just a second ago about how much am I going to have to change? Well, if you're going to go from VMware to Kubernetes or Docker or OpenShift or any of that group, it's a major change in processes, a major relearning curve, all that sort of stuff. With us, yeah, you click on different places in the GUI. We might call things different things, but a VM is still a VM. A network is still a network. And so the learning curve is much, much better. Most of our customers that we convert from VMware generally pick up the product within about a day, right? And so they're generally very comfortable with it within a week. And so that's that group. The other group that we see coming into the market pretty aggressively is what I call guys that are kind of hopping on the KVM bandwagon, and we're KVM based, but in most cases they're storage software companies that are just taking the KVM hypervisor, doing sort of a quick connection to it, and saying, "Oh, look, we have a VMware alternative." From a marketing perspective, I think that's fine, but KVM is not for the faint of heart, right? This is not something you pick up 6 months ago and start selling and being good at. We've been doing this for double digit years now. We know that code inside and out because, as I said before, we've integrated our storage software directly into the hypervisor, so we have a code level understanding of this, and that really pays off when you get into kind of thorny technical support issues and stuff like that. We're not dependent on the KVM community to help us fix things. We know that product really well.
Absolutely.